Welcome. Today we have two families, the Smiths and the Millers, both first-time families here on the show to answer questions about Ziwa. We asked 100 people questions about the city. The top 3 answers will award you with points if you manage to answer them correct. First question, how does Ziwa make money?
By selling excess energy.
That's right, in the number 2 spot, selling excess energy to private companies, specifically data centers, is a major source of income for the city. Next guess?
Taxes.
That's right, in the number 1 spot, there's a 6 to 13% tax on residents of Ziwa, the higher end being on tourist activities. One more?
Public program fees.
Great guess, earning a notable amount of money for the city, but it's not in our top 3. Millers?
Selling mineral rights?
That's right, in the number 3 spot, selling mineral rights like gold and other precious resources from the Gwazi Hills is a huge source of income for the city. Next question. What are the most influential ways AI has been incorporated into Ziwa's food waste elimination?
AI using quantum computing to predict yields, logistics, and food needs.
That's right, in the number 1 spot, AI using the QAOA to optimize deliveries and prevent oversupply, analyzing trends, and more, allowing for suppliers to have the right amount of food for people, minimizing waste, and creating a seamless system designed by software and systems engineers. Next one?
AI meal planning?
That's right. AI meal planning is used to optimize the use and lifespan of food, thereby minimizing food waste. Give the last one a shot?
Smart kitchens?
Yes, smart kitchens designed by software and agricultural engineers used in homes and restaurants track freshness and suggest meals before spoilage. All 3 correct for the Millers. Come back for day 2.
Welcome. Today we have 2 families answering questions about Ziwa. For the first question, we asked 100 people, what are the most important features of Ziwa's transportation system?
The TEBs, designed by transportation and mechanical engineers.
That's right, the Transit Elevated Bus System, or TEBs, is what Ziwa's public transport is centered around, allowing people to travel through the city with ease. Go for another one?
The absence of roads in the city's commercial areas.
Correct. The inner-city commercial areas, car-free roads, designed by civil and mechanical engineers, allow for easy access to all commercial areas in the center and boost public health and local economies. Go for the last one?
The easy to understand grid-like road systems.
Survey says, The grid-like road system, designed by mechanical and civil engineers, is an extremely influential part of the city's transportation system, allowing for an intuitive road system, but it isn't one of the top 3 answers. Millers, you have a chance to answer. Go ahead.
The hydrofoil vessel is designed by transportation and mechanical engineers.
That's correct. Hydrofoil vessels that transport people across Lake Victoria are an influential part of Ziwa's transportation system, allowing for easy access to coastal cities across the largest tropical lake in the world. Next question for the Millers. What are the most important infrastructure systems in the city?
The energy system using a geothermal plant in the Nyanza Rift.
That's right. The energy system, designed by civil engineers, relies mainly on a geothermal plant with contributions from plug-flow reactors and other high-tech equipment, such as the waste-to-energy incinerator. The energy is then stored in sodium-lithium batteries to support Ziwa. Let's see another answer.
The smart water system centering around Lake Victoria.
Yes, Ziwa's water system in Lake Victoria is an important piece of infrastructure. The system, designed by civil and software engineers, uses a series of pipes to monitor leaks and adjust water flow paths so all can have access to clean water. Cisterns also collect rainwater during rainy seasons. Last answer?
The city's efficient waste management system utilizing an incinerator and pneumatic tubes for all the solid waste.
Yes, Ziwa's waste management system, designed by civil engineers, uses an incinerator called the Devil to burn waste with virtually 0 emissions. The city collects unavoidable food waste via pneumatic systems, which deliver to bioconversion centers that convert waste into nutrient-rich compost and biogas. Hazardous waste is sent to collection facilities in Nairobi. Come back tomorrow for day 3.
Welcome back for the final day. We have a few questions for you, starting with, what are the most important things about Ziwa that haven't been mentioned?
Buildings that store and release energy.
That's right. Buildings in Ziwa utilize special concrete to store and discharge energy, while others use carbon-negative materials to pull carbon emissions out of the air. Next guess?
The fact that there are 3 separate commercial, residential, and industrial zones.
Yes, across Ziwa, there are 3 separate zones put in place. These zones are not mixed use, but are an extremely important part of Ziwa and how people commute around the city, with each one having its own benefits. Try for another one?
The interactive environment in schools.
Great guess, but no. The immersive virtual learning environments simulate advanced experiences, and the free K-12 schools also follow the international bachelor curriculum supporting student-led learning while adaptive AI programs supporting individual needs. Melis, go ahead.
The earthquake-resistant braces?
That's right. Earthquake-resistant braces are used in controlled rocking systems to prevent collapse due to the seismic activity in Ziwa. Let's move on to the next question. How does Ziwa prevent food and water waste from farm to table?
Terrace farming in the Guasi Hills?
That's right. The age of technology at work in modern society. Agricultural engineers helped implement these farms into the hills. These farms preserve topsoil with a step-like system, then ship food in electric trucks to the city. Next answer.
Vertical farms?
Great answer. Ziwa utilizes vertical farms around the city designed by agricultural and mechatronic engineers to supply the city with food using LEDs, hydroponics, and robotics. Last answer.
Lab-grown meat and aquaculture in Lake Victoria?
Yes. Cultivated meat made in labs across the city and aquaculture of Nod's Floppy and Lake Victoria are part of the core food sources for our city. Our teams add up the total points for both teams, and the teams to Mills have won by a significant amount. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you for the rapid fire list of facts about this city. I feel like I still need a little bit more context on its location and a little bit more about how the people and the systems work together. So what can you tell me about that?
So our city is based in Kenya, at the coast of Lake Victoria, and surrounded by the Guasi Hills. And as you've heard, there's a lot of engineers in the city that they basically built the city from the ground up by designing vertical farms, TEVs, road systems, zoning, all that.
You said TEB, what is that?
It's the transit elevated bus system.
Oh, gotcha, okay, all right.
The main source of public transit
Yeah.
for our city.
I'm slow to pick up the acronyms, so
Yeah.
I appreciate
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah. I'll start with my other main question. When you think about the body of the work that you put together today, the images, the model, the presentation, the write-up, that takes a lot of work from start to finish. How did you all organize that work and share the workload?
We used Google Sheets actually to tell everybody what needed to be done, when it needed to be done by, and who could do each thing and who could work on it. We had links and all of that to organize everything and do it in time. And it was especially difficult because we only have 4 people in our entire group working on it, and we were not always there. So we had to focus really hard, and we had to be really organized to get all of it done.
Thank you.
Caught in there that you guys have rainwater collection systems, I believe.
We do.
Where is that rainwater being reused after it's collected?
It gets sent to the wastewater treatment plants in there, and there's also, we didn't mention this in our presentation, but there's bioswales, which are essentially mini gardens that filter water through them, and the water from those gets sent back into natural reservoirs, especially Lake Victoria.
Gotcha.
You guys mentioned a lot of innovative transportation techniques to get around your city. And you mentioned that your city center was free of cars.
Yes.
How are people getting around the area? Are they just walking, or do you have any way to speed up their transportation?
Walking, biking mainly, and if you have a disability or you're elderly and you can't get around as easy, there's almost like a government-ran Uber system that you can get a ride place to place.
If I could have you point out your city zoning, like your residential, commercial, and
Yeah,
industrial
so-
areas.
So in the green, that's our main central commercial zone, and then this red one corner here is industrial. That's our waste energy furnace, and then this is the other industrial zone, which is vertical farming, meat factories, processing plants, all that, and this is our major residential zone.
So people are getting around by walking, by the transit elevated, and then through the no roads. Where are the no road zones?
It's in the green here.
Yeah, the green is no cars, but there's a lot of bike paths going through those areas.
A nice beach there too, I like
Yeah.
it. And your other sheet, you had your pavement design there. Can you guys speak to that a little bit more? Like how does that work? How is that different compared to other pavement design options?
So it's not pavement, it's kind of a battery building, what's shown here. And what this can do is it can store energy for these buildings. So if you had a situation where, say, your power line that connected like your energy system, it shut off, but you need to keep your systems running because, say, you're a stock trader on the third floor of an office building, and if your computer runs down, you lose potentially millions of dollars. These buildings store energy, and then this energy can keep it going while keep your systems up and running and store energy while the systems come back online, and it increases resiliency.
Thank you.
So I think I understand that to mean that the superstructure actually also doubles as a battery, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then other buildings, they're made of carbon negative concrete and like super fine carbon powder it essentially sucks the carbon emissions out of the air around the buildings.
One of the mandatory questions you got for you here, it says, what are the trade-offs or risks are involved in building and maintaining a city that practices reduced food waste? Like, what kind of things are you trading off? Like, you have an advantage here, but it might come with a disadvantage.
Well, disadvantages are like when you're trying to get food like this, you have to be very careful. Our citizens, so just a little backstory here. There was a plague that kind of slaughtered the area, and we had to replenish the city with people. And when people came in, they were looking for a new place to live, and they were willing to adapt and change to the rules and what our city needed. But one of those things you have to be really careful about is how you use food and listening. So there's AI meal planning that can help suggest foods and tell you what's going to go bad. And sometimes that food isn't like, maybe you feel like ordering pizza, but you have food that's about to go bad, and you can have that food that night, and then you can have pizza the next night. But you have sometimes sacrifice your wants for what's best for the city.
And then also our main power source is a geothermal plant in the Yangtze Rift, which is it's a branch of the East African Rift system. And that plant can cause seismic activity in the area, but in all the buildings we have anti-seismic activity systems that allow the buildings to sway with the activity.
This is a really well-made model you guys got here. You guys have a moving part on it? Or
Yes.
so,
The pneumatic system, there's a tube right here, and we hooked it up to a balloon inflator. It just shoots feeds through the tube into this bioconversion center to represent our pneumatic system, which sends unavoidable food scraps into these bioconversion centers, which turn waste into biogas and nutrient-rich compost. That compost can be used in the vertical farms, and if the preserved topsoil in this, say, gets really dry because there was a lack of water and an issue with it, it can replace that and help reinforce the dirt and soil.
sweet, yeah, just want to well thought out.
Tell me a little bit more about the environmental context for the area. What are the major environmental risks that your city has to prepare for?
So it's in Kenya, which is a hot region. Like it's in the savannah.
Yeah.
And there's wet season and there's dry seasons. There's long, harsh dry seasons, which Lake Victoria helps obviously. It's a huge water source right next to our city. And then in the wet seasons, we use the plug flow technology in the cisterns to harness the energy from the rainfall.
Yeah, maybe bring that back up and kind of describe a little bit more about how those energy and water systems work together.
So essentially, the rain falls and it moves through a tube, which it splits the cells, which generates energy from the friction, the cells.
You guys mentioned a lot of different engineers, different people designing all these different elements to your model. What is the role of the engineer when it comes to reducing or eliminating food waste throughout your city? Like, what is that specific engineer's role?
Well, it's not necessarily one engineer's. Our engineers, we have 11 different types of engineers stated in our essay, and there are more smaller positions that we couldn't fit in there. And the engineers in our city, they work together with each other and combine their knowledge to create systems that can almost completely reduce food waste. But it's not one engineer taking the role and designing everything to reduce food waste. It's a combination of all these different abilities and skills to reduce it. For example, in our vertical farms, just one small part of our big system, we use 3 main engineers: the agricultural, mechatronic, and civil. Civil just to generally, with the general design and everything. And there's some other smaller parts of that. There's software engineers, systems, and structural engineers that help with the design of this. And the agricultural engineers design the where to put food in the vertical farms. And so that's just one example of how we use the combined knowledge of all of our engineers too.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Very well said. It's not just one person making decisions.
Yeah.
It's a very collaborative process. Fully agree.
So thinking about the demand for food, that seems kind of consistent, but the environment here is really, high rains and low rains.
Yeah.
So that makes me think about storage being one key element for the water resources and the continual production. You're either storing the water to continue to grow or storing the food to continue to feed. Talk to me a little bit about how you manage those cycles that nature gives you.
Okay, so obviously, our main source of water is Lake Victoria, right? It's the biggest tropical lake in the world. It's a lot of water, and it doesn't really run dry. It's a giant lake.
Okay.
So it essentially stores our water for us almost, in the sense it's a lake, and it doesn't go dry. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. And so we use the space to store the foods, and the foods obviously replenish as people eat them with the farms in the hills. And it's regenerative systems that in the farms and the hills for food production.
And also notably, the vertical farms are year-round, as well as our lab-grown meat and aquaculture. The aquaculture is in the lake, so the seasons don't really affect it, and fish don't really get rained on. And these are well watered for different seasons, and we grow crops that grow better in each season. And sometimes there's, say, we produce this much food in, say, the fall season. I guess they don't really have fall, like in a summer season. And that food is then stored and used across like the winter season, and it's replenished the next summer and continues, and it can be stored in several places across the city.
Thank you.
So our storage and stuff.
All right, we got 5 more minutes for questions.
You guys got a lot of like your rooftop gardens, all your vegetation. Like, it's a very green city, which is amazing. It keeps it lively, keeps it fresh. The thing that, on the flip side of having that much greenery, it does get dirty. It does get hard to maintain with this much quantity of different plants. Have you guys thought of a maintenance plan for all that vegetation?
Yeah, there are actually specific kind of, jobs, kind of side jobs that people can do around the city just to help out. And anytime you do that, you kind of get rewards points that you can use in stores and shops around the city if you keep up your rooftop gardens or your greenery clean and producing enough food. So anytime you kind of do the right thing, you get reward to encourage people to keep everything going.
And then the agriculture engineers also, they're in charge of all the greenery in the city, saying that's their job, being agriculture engineers. And it's their job to keep all the greenery in check, them and their people, doing work to clean it, keep it fresh, and make sure nothing goes bad. Sort of thing.
It's kind of a different question. Where did the name for the city come from?
It literally means Lake City in Swahili, it's the main language for a reason. So, right on Lake Victoria.
And please follow up. Like from each one of you, I'd like to hear what was one of the harder things in this project that you had to sort through as you were working on it? Some challenges.
So, originally we had a group of 6 people, but 2 of them, they weren't committed, weren't doing the work, so it's got them, fortunately. So it was a lot more difficult, like doing the model, script, essay with only 4 people.
We all do several extracurricular,
That's what I was thinking.
after school, and it makes it really hard to meet up outside of school. So when we were in school, we had to be focused and we had to do all of our work as fast and efficient as possible.
Kind of going off Elliot's, I'd say it was pretty hard to meet outside of school since some of us have free days, but when one person does, the other people are like doing a sport or just kind of stuck in school doing more work. So we really had to like be able to communicate well through like in school activities and outside of school messaging. Like Elliot said, the Google Sheets was a really great way to organize.
Yeah, communication, time management, coordination, takes a lot of effort.
Have we asked all the required questions for the?
I think we need one more.
Okay.
Why build a city that eliminates food waste? What problem or problems is that addressing?
It of course addresses the problem of food waste, but the main reason to build a city like this is we have virtually 0 emissions and much easier access to good, high quality food, water, and needs for the people because of all our like engineers and everything that keeps the city running. It's really good for easy access to food as well.
And also a little bit of a backstory. After this, I talked about the plague earlier that, and they had to rebuild, and at the start it was a mess. Politically, like there wasn't a government that could really control it. It was a mess in this area, and there was waste piled up, not specifically food waste, and didn't specifically focus on, we did specifically focus on food waste and just all waste in general. That's where zero waste, zero emissions food waste incinerator, or waste incinerator comes in, sorry. And when there was this waste, the citizens, they see this, and when you see a problem with your own eyes, it kind of changes your perspective on it, and you think, oh, I need to actually do something about this. It's not just, I can't just sit here and let it happen if it affects me now, so I have to do something about it. And when it started affecting them, then they decided, they kind of pressured the government to put in all these policies to reduce food waste.
Like, if the trash is full, you go take it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if it's a clear problem in front of you that can be solved, you're obligated to solve it.
Yeah. A lot of people kind of brush off problems like, oh, it's okay, that's another country, that doesn't affect me, that's not my problem, they'll deal with that. But when it's like right in front of your face, it's really hard to ignore the problems.
You're obligated to fix it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thanks for taking us through the model and your design ideas. We have some work to do on our judging sheets, so we'll take a few minutes here in the room. But yeah, appreciate the presentation today and all your hard work.
So,
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.